Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. How are you all doing? We have 2 more days to Thanksgiving, right? This is Tuesday, so we have Thanksgiving on Thursday. So you all have a wonderful, safe holiday, okay? Do not get overstuffed. Have a good day. Do some shopping if it permits you. I don't know what's going on out there with the supplies, but anyway, enjoy your holiday. I'm going to be reading about Kyle Rittenhouse, okay? And the North Carolina Representative Madison Cawthorn. He offered Kyle Rittenhouse an internship after his acquittal. You know, people just don't care. That tells you where people stand. They voted this man in. He's a North Carolina representative. And that lets you know where his heart stands at, how he feels about people. That tells you because even though Kyle shot white men, he was still at the Black Lives Matter rally to shoot black people. It just backfired, and he shot white men because the white men went after him to protect some of, Black Lives Matter protesters. So they went after him. He shot them. It just backfired. But he was there, make no mistake, to kill black people. That's why he was at that riot. That's why he was there. Let's be honest about that, okay? And this man, North Carolina Representative Madison Cawthorn, he offered Kyle Rittenhouse an internship after he was found not guilty. Cawthorn made the offer in a story posted to his Instagram account. This is what this man said. Be armed, be dangerous, and be moral, Cawthorn said in the video. Rittenhouse 18 could have gotten life in prison if found guilty of the most serious charge against him. Okay? He was charged with homicide, attempted homicide, and recklessly endangering the safety for killing 2 men and wounding a third with the AR-style semi-automatic rifle. Prosecutors portrayed Rittenhouse as the instigator of these shootings, while his lawyers said Rittenhouse acted in self-defense. Okay? And the thing about that is this. We go to the system to get, to get a fair trial and to get, you let the court system handle your cases. I can't think of the name I'm trying to say. But we go there for security. We go there for help. We go there with hopes of getting the right outcome. Now, just because this young man was let go and he was released and he was found not guilty does not mean that he's not guilty. Because number one, nobody knows anyone's heart but God, right? So God knows Kyle's real intentions of why he went to the Black Lives Matter protest. And no, don't come on here and tell me, well, God knew that he was innocent, that's why God let him go. No, God leaves that into the hands of the judge. He sets up and he sets down, okay? This judge was set up for a time such as this. Yes, God knew that he was going to allow this to happen, that this man was going to allow Kyle Rittenhouse, to go free. Yes, God did know that. Was God on that side of it happening? Was he for it? No. Just because things happen don't mean God is for it. That don't mean that he approves of it. He gives us a chance to make our decisions. He does not force anything on anyone. Okay? The judge coddled Kyle. The judge was against his lawyers, his defense team. Was for Kyle's defense team, or he was against the prosecutors, excuse me. He was against the prosecutors and for Kyle's defense team. He made sure that certain things were not heard that he knew could get Kyle prosecuted. He knew it could get him prosecuted, but he made sure they didn't hear certain things. So he was on his side from day one. He was probably set in that position to make sure that Kyle got off. He probably was like, let me have this trial. We don't know what took place, but the fact of the matter is that he crossed across state line. He crossed across a line. I don't know, they're saying it wasn't a state line. They were saying it was from one town to another town. But he crossed into another town. Okay? With a gun that he was not supposed to have. and shot 2 people, killing them and wounding 1. First off, let's forget that his father lived in that town. Let's forget that he worked in that town. Let's forget all that. He had a gun that he was not supposed to have at the age of 17. His mother took him and left him. She admitted that herself in earlier videos and earlier testimonies when he first got caught. She admitted it. She did not stay with him. Then she said she didn't even know he had a gun. I remember her saying that. I didn't know my son had a gun. Now, oh, he was going to help protect properties. But if you were going to protect properties, why didn't you shoot these guys on a property? Why were you out there in the crowd walking down the middle of the street with your gun? If you were there to protect properties, you would have been on the property that you were there to protect. And the people that owned the property said that they never asked him to come, because that's not why he was there. He was set free. Now it's going to set forth a pattern of killings. It's okay to kill because you're going to get away. All you have to do is be the right color. And that's sad to say. Be the right color and you'll walk scot-free. You will walk scot-free if you have the right color. Now, he is being offered an internship. So now, this representative wants this man, this young boy, to come to North Carolina for an internship. So now he's on his way to making a lot of money. He's going to be in the House of Representatives. Because, I mean, if you're going to do your internship in the House of Representatives, that means you're going to be a political figure. That's what they're training him for. They need these kind of people in their army. That's what it all boils down to. They need they're giving this little soldier boy up so he can be in their army. Why would you offer him an internship? Just because he was deemed not guilty does not mean that he was not guilty. It doesn't mean that. I was reading an article just yesterday of a black man that spent 37 years in prison. He was accused of killing his 7 children. No proof. They just said that he was guilty, found him guilty, 37 years in prison. No matter how many times he screamed, "I'm innocent, I did not do it." 37 years later, he's getting out of prison because someone came forward and said they gave his children poison. They felt guilty and came forward and said it wasn't him. He didn't do anything, but for some reason, they were able to find him guilty. This boy went to another town with a gun, with a bullet in the chamber, ready to shoot. The guy that got him the gun, he's in jail. But Cal is walking around a free man and offered an internship. Killing 2 of his own. He killed 2 white men. Granted, like I said, he was not there to kill whites. He was there to kill blacks. That's what he was hoping to do. Now I'm reading that he's saying that he's for the Black Lives Matter protest. He's all for it. He has nothing against blacks. So why were you there with a gun? If you did not have anything against them, you would have been marching with them. You would have been marching with the protesters. That's what you would have done, Kyle, if you were for them. But you went to shoot. And I'm going to take it a step further. He may not even went to just shoot just blacks. He went to shoot anyone who was participating in that riot that were for the Black Lives Matters. That's what he was going to do. Let's change that. He was going to shoot anyone who was for the Black Lives Matter protest. And that's what he did. Yeah, granted, they did go after him to get the weapon from him. But what happened in the course of that? What made them go after him? We don't know the whole story. They didn't tell everything. They didn't show everything. We don't know if they were trying to protect somebody from him. He was walking up and down the street with the gun. He was not on someone's property, protecting the property. He was out there in the crowd. He meant to kill. That's what he came for. His mother being the liar that she is, she knew that he came to kill. And that's who they should go after, the mother. Your 17-year-old minor son had a gun illegally, and you knew it and you allowed it. So now, since we can't get him, we're going to call DSS in and we're going to lock you up for neglect and abuse. You see what kind of people they are. This is what they did. They showed Kyle Rittenhouse on a video beating a girl up. Beating her with his fist to the ground at school. So him and his mother, they love trouble. That's what they do. You haven't heard from his father yet. His father hasn't came forward. His father hasn't said a word, not one time. And his father is still living. But his father has not come forward not one time. Not once. Because his father knows what kind of woman that he was married to. And that's why he's not in the picture. He probably left her because she's old hound dog. And she does whatever her son says to do. It is ridiculous. He's being offered an internship here in my state, North Carolina. So I think that he should be voted out. He should have, this man shouldn't be in there. What's wrong with people? You killed 2 people. It was not self-defense. They want this man in office. They want to put him in power because he kills. And that's what they're going to gear this man up for. Not man, excuse me, this young boy up for. They're going to gear him up to be a soldier to kill people and to execute judgment on people. That was not his place, to go and execute judgment on anybody, to go down to another town and stand in front of anybody's property to protect anything because that property did not belong to him. He should have been at home, 17 years old, getting ready to go to school the next day. He had no business there. His mother should be ashamed of herself for taking that little boy there. I don't know why I keep saying man. He's not a man. He's a boy. He's 17. 18 now, maybe. Come on. Who would take that? If I took my daughter to school and she was in high school and I took her to school to fight somebody because they were in it, and they had a disagreement, and I took my daughter back to the school to fight, they would charge me. A parent took her daughter back to the school to fight. They would charge me for fighting, neglect, abuse, whatever. They would charge me. So why they not charging his mother? I've seen that happen. I've seen parents on YouTube taking their children to a school to fight another student. They're outside fighting the parents, and the parents get charged. No question. They get charged for trespassing on the school property and inciting a fight. So his mother, what about his mother? The law works for certain people. It's like using Clorox. It'll brighten up your whites, but it will stain your blacks. That's how the system works. It'll brighten up the whites, and it's going to stain you black people. Us black people, us people of color. That's what happens. That's what happens with the system. So I'm going to end it here. And with that being said, I'm going to say, my tongue this morning, y'all, I'm going to say vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So vielen Dank for watching me. And choose, that's what? That's bye in German.